We're here at the National Stud in Newmarket, where today for Mare Monday we're going to go to the foaling unit and have a look at a mare who is now 2 days overdue. So we're here at the foaling unit with Poppy and Ferenz. Ferenz is now 2 days overdue. She's in foal to Harry Angel, but with her past history and how she's looking, we don't think she'll probably foal for another week or so. But as all the mares here in the foaling unit, she's being monitored 24/7 by the team, by Lara and our team here, and of course the night watch staff. So we've had over 100 foals here already, and hopefully another 20, another 30 odd to go. So Ferenz herself, she was a very, very high class race mare. She's by officio, she's out of Juliet Bravo. She was a dual listed winner. She was placed in the Group 2 Temple Stakes in Sandown. She's a full sister to Frisante, who won the July Cup here in Newmarket, who in turn is the granddam of Troubeau, who was placed in the Cheveley Park Stakes this year and a Group 2 winner in France. It's a family that continues to give. When you go down the page, you also see the likes of Zidane, who's her half-brother, who was a listed winner, placed at group level also. Donna Viola's down the page also, who's a multiple Group 1 winner in America. So Friends is owned by Jan and Peter Hopper, who are great clients here at the National Studs. She's been an amazing mare for them. They've had amazing luck with some of her progeny they've raced. Most recently, Harry's Bar, who's won 5 times over the last 2 years for James Fanshawe. James Fanshawe knows his family extremely well. He trained Friends herself, trained a lot of her progeny and a lot of her family, and it's a family that he's had great success with. Some of her other progeny includes Mazzini, who's Group 3 placed. She has had Isole Verde and Oasis Dream filly, who was pretty useful, who is now also a resident here at the National Stud. So it's a family that keeps giving, and last year she had a yearling by Twilight Sun to sales that made 50,000 and sold to Racing Post Bloodstock. She was cracking filly. She was probably the standout filly of her draft, and she, very excitingly, is going to be trained by James Fanshawe also. She's been here throughout her career, and she's a mare that's very special to us. She does take a little bit more care, as you might notice. She has her cloud boots on, and she goes out in them every day, and she stays in them. She's had continuous issues with her feet throughout her life, really, and she's monitored incredibly by the vets and the farriers here, the team. But she's a mare who really means a lot to the stud farm, and with a pedigree like that, she means a lot to her owners. Today at the National Stud, we're going to go have a look at a very exciting filly from the first crop of our resident stallion time test. This is the homebred filly we have here from the first crop of time test. The time test, of course, stands here at the National Stud. He's a horse we couldn't be any more excited about. His first books of mares have been incredible. He's been supported very well, and his first foal sold so well last year. So he's a horse we can't wait to see what the future holds for. This filly herself is out of a world-class race mare called JOSTLE. JOSTLE, she won 8 races. She earned almost nearly $1.5 million in prize money. She won 4 times as a 2-year-old, included 2 graded races. As a 3-year-old then, she won the Grade 2 Black-Eyed Susan before landing back-to-back Grade 1s in the Coaching Club American Oaks, and then on to Alabama at Saratoga. That year she actually finished as the joint 2nd highest top-rated filly in the world and the highest in America. So it's incredible to have her here, and especially to have a filly out for her. So as a broodmare, she's been very good also. She's had 7 winners now to date in the US. She had the multiple list to winning and Grade 2 place Adrian Da King. She had a Grade 3 place filly Fire Say, and just last year she had No Brag Just Fact, who picked up a listed race in the US also. And recently 2 of her daughters have produced black type horses also. The family continues to grow, and her half sister is the dam of Odyssey Moon, who's standing at stud at Twin Hills in Australia. This filly's definitely been a standout really since she was born. Thankfully she's a very good physical to go with her amazing pedigree. She's a good walk. She's an all-round very good package. Obviously she's a filly we're extremely excited about being by her sire time test, and of course being out for a mare like JOSTLE. So personally she's a filly I'd love to see kept in race someday. So here's to hoping she continues to develop like she is, and there's some very exciting times ahead. Today for Foal Friday, we're going to go see a colt from the first crop of foals by Group 2 Coventry Stakes winner RAJASINGHE. So we're here in Bentinck Yard, and we're here with Clem and Penny, who are going to show us Rebel Surge and her RAJASINGHE foal, who is now 6 weeks old. This colt's the first foal out of Rebel Surge. Rebel Surge herself was a very good race mare. She was trained in town by Richard Spencer, who of course also trained RAJASINGHE. She won 3 times for Richard, and she placed another 12 times. She was a black type filly. She was placed in the Boadicea here in Newmarket. She was probably very unlucky in the German Guineas. She went over and she was drawn 16 of 16, and she ran a great race, came home very hard. And she was quite unlucky not to finish in the frame. Rebel Surge is quite a well-bred filly also. She's by Kodiak, and she's a half-sister to Ride of Vitesse, who was placed in the Superlative Stakes and 4th in the Champagne Stakes. It's a family with plenty of speed, and you know, RAJASINGHE going, who is also light and fast, Group 2 Coventry winner. It seems like a very good mating, and we're very happy with the foal. This is a very good foal, and in general the RAJASINGHE foals we've had here in the stud have been cracking types. We've been absolutely delighted with them, as are Phil Cunningham and Richard Spencer at Rebel Racing. Crucially, the breeders who used them last year seem to be very pleased, and that's always the most important part. This foal would mean an awful lot to the Rebel Racing team, being out of a filly that they raced, of course, a black type filly, and by their own stallion. Richard Spencer, of course, is a very good trainer, and you'd like to think this foal will end up with him someday in Sefton Lodge. So for Stallion Sunday, we're here to Stallion Unit with Luke and Flag of Honour, one of our new recruits to the Stallion roster for the 2020 season. Flag of Honour joined our roster for this season, and we're delighted to stand on behalf of Mr. Trevor Hemmings. You know, he's probably somewhat of a new venture for us, being a dual-purpose sire, but we thought he ticked an awful lot of the right boxes. You know, he's a great pedigree. He's, of course, a Group 1 Classic winning son of Galileo. He's a very good physical, great walk, and we thought he had a very good appeal for breeders in the UK. He's a very talented horse and extremely tough and consistent. He, of course, won the Group 3 Airfield Stakes as a 2-year-old. As a 3-year-old then, he won the Curragh Cup, beating the older horses. He won the Irish St. Leger Trial, beating the older horses, before becoming a Classic winner, winning the Group 1 Irish St. Leger. As a 4-year-old then, he's a lot of high-class form, over 1.25 miles behind the likes of Magical. Throughout his career in total, he won or was placed at group level on 9 occasions. He earned over $500,000 in prize money. And there's probably not a lot of stallions that stood standing dual purpose with his credentials. He's beautifully bred. He's by Galileo. He's out of a Walla warning mare. 4 of his siblings are black type, including Air Chief Marshall, who placed in the Group 1 Phoenix Stakes as a 2-year-old. Foxtrot Romeo, who placed in the Irish 2,000 guineas. But as you delve deeper down the page and go further down, you come across the likes of Size and John and Theatrebird. So it's a very interesting page all round, and it definitely has very good appeal to breeders. He's the type of horse that whoever has come to see him has loved him. They see him physically, they see his walk, they know his pedigree, they know his race record. They think he's great value at the 4,500, and he's picked up some good support of brilliant breeders, and that's probably the most important thing. He's covered the dam of a Cheltenham Festival winner, he's covered the dam of a very good novice last year, and I think we're in a good place with him.